Well, we're on the move again. This time we're just outside of Hamilton, and we're looking for some more answers regarding slots at racetracks. Mr. McMeekin is here. He's behind me right now. He's already talked to the horse people. I'm going to try and post those videos. Everybody jumped in, and sure enough, it was a scrum that wasn't acceptable. But you'll get to see an awful lot of what Mr. Meekin had to say. I drove 4 hours to get here, and I want to have a chance of asking him a couple questions too. He doesn't want to answer any questions on a personal nature. He doesn't want to answer if he likes this or he doesn't like this. He wants to talk basically all about the facts and only the facts. And that's all I really want to talk to him about. He's back here right now. So I'm going to try and get him. Mr. McMeekin? Pardon me, I am rolling now. Okay, all right. So he's dealing with his constituents, and I can understand that. He's already been, basically accosted by some horse people. You're going to see that video, and I'm trying to do this all by myself, so you're going to see a lot of fumbling around here. But he is in the background. He's waiting for me, and he did say he would give me a chance to speak to him. There are a couple questions I would like to ask him. Just to update you right now, I feel like this is a live broadcast, but just to update you, you remember we went after Dwight Duncan to get answers from him, and he just kiboshed us. Slots are done. We went to try and get an interview with Mr. McGinty last week at the David Suzuki School, and after I had been allowed into the scrum, I was told I couldn't be on the property. Mr. Duncan spotted me, and eventually the OPP told me that I had to leave the property. That's where we are right now. If we have a totem pole, the top of the totem pole is Mr. McGinty, then it's Mr. Duncan, and then it's Mr. McMeekin, the Minister of Agriculture, who's still talking to his constituents right now, and I'm trying to tighten this up a little bit. Let me tell you something else that I've done. Yesterday, I contacted Larry Tannenbaum. I didn't realize how powerful a man this is. He worked with the Liberal government as a finance officer. He worked under Paul Martin. He just made a deal today worth $1.3 billion. Maybe that's why I couldn't get in to see him. But his office was very polite and generous. I made the request, and the request was denied to speak to him because he had nothing to do with slots at racetracks. But he does have everything to gain when the slots at racetracks go down. That's why I wanted to talk to him. Should I try Mr. McMeekin again? Maybe I'll just shut off the camera.
Good to see you again. So look, I know you're anxious about things, and I share some of that anxiety. You're worried, and you're right to be worried. And as you know, the government made a decision. Like you learned about the decision when it was made, right? And just.
When was this decision?
Well, I don't want to get into the process. Let me tell you where we're at. Okay, that's what we don't want to go into the weeds.
Right.
We want to talk about where we're heading. Okay, so I asked the Premier to allow me to set up a panel, a 3-person panel. I didn't say 3 persons. It turned out to be 3 persons, and I did that because I felt that when the government was saying there might be a model that would work, the new business model that everybody keeps talking about, that we had an obligation together, not the government alone, but together with the various stakeholders to see if we could find and perhaps embrace that model. So I put a panel of 3 people together whose opinions who I respect and whose opinions I trust, and you know who they are. John Snowblin, who's a well-renowned horse person, knows the industry inside out, and in fact was in Canada years ago when the original SARTS program was launched. Elmer Buchanan, a former NDP Minister of Agriculture, has a great reputation, and John Wilkinson, who's a financial planner. All former cabinet ministers from all 3 political persuasions. They've been working hard, very hard. They have been working not only hard, but hard in collaboration with the industry. They met with literally hundreds of people, track owners, horse people, Araya, some of the track owners, mayors, as I have, by the way, meeting a lot of people. They will be issuing I believe they'll be issuing an interim report next Wednesday, which will be, I suspect, interesting and of some interest to all of you.
That will be public information, Ted, or is that an interim report just to Dalton, or is that
no,
to...
It'll be, let me assure you, you'll know exactly what's in the report. Okay? It may take a couple of days because legally we have to translate it into French before we release anything. That's the law in Ontario. Any report that's paid for by out of government funds has got to be bilingual, right? Mm-hmm. So that'll happen, and so probably by the end of next week. In all likelihood, I will be issuing a statement before that. But to be 100% frank and completely transparent and open with you, I have not yet seen the report. Okay, and so you know, I am reticent to comment on a report that I'm anticipating will be helpful, right, without having seen it or read it. So like you, I'm waiting with some great anticipation, you know, towards getting the report soon. And in the meantime, I've asked the panel to redouble their efforts to do the fiscals, because you know this originally came out of finance, right, and the OLG, right, not out of agriculture, right. I was the guy who set up the panel, okay, to see if we could move something forward. All right. So all that said, I can't say much more than I'm anticipating the report, and I'll be making a statement. You have my personal word that there won't be anything hidden from anybody when the report comes out. That's not the way I work. Anybody who knows me knows that's not how I work. And so we'll see where it goes. And as I say, in the meantime, I've asked them to double down on working with the industry, and they've been doing I think we're getting a lot of favorable comments from people in the industry. Drivers, horse people, track owners, mayors, breeders, everyday horse people.
There are thousands of us. The thing we're worried about right now is the breeders. They have
No, I know. The horse improvement program, the HIP program is.
They have a substantial investment in the next month that they have to realize.
I understand that, and look, I can't go into details. I mean, because it would be unfair for me to do that to them without them having the chance to. But let me assure you that the report will come first and foremost to me, right? I will then be in a position to ensure that the contents of that report are made known widely, and whatever subsequent work that may be identified as being done will also be articulated at that time. So that's where I'm coming from. You need to know that. That's why I wanted to come right to you and share that with you.
Okay.
We have answered your questions already. You just don't like the answer, and that's not our fault.
It's not about not liking the answer. Who are you? What's your name, by the way? Do I have your name?
We're done.
I tried to get a personal interview with Mr. McMeekin. Two gentlemen kind of came between me and Mr. McMeekin. We have the police over here making sure that nothing untoward happens. I assured them that nothing untoward would happen. But I haven't been able to ask the questions that I want to ask, and I'm told that Mr. McMeekin will not give any answers of a personal nature. One question I wanted to ask, he's putting a lot of weight on the report that's coming out this week that'll be available on September the 4th. My question is, what makes you believe that this report will be adhered to when the two reports, the Zadinsky report in 2008 and the Drummond report in 2011, which both called for a review of racing slots, was ignored? Why is this one? In any event, there were other questions. I drove 4 hours. This is what I got. So enjoy Mr. McMeekin's part. I'm going to leave now.